Obviously, I took a lot of care in trying to avoid certain reflections in the eyes, and by obviously I mean not at all. In one of them you could just see the fucking toilet paper there, because this is the bathroom, it's the brightest room in my flat currently, so I didn't use the picture with the toilet paper in, and then I realised this one now actually has a picture of the actual toilet in, so that's very interesting. Fucking love it, mate. When I was a kid, I was told I had hazel eyes, and I didn't know what that meant. It wasn't until I was much older that I learned that it meant we don't fucking know, just roll with it. I don't agree with that. Like, what the fuck? You cannot pick up hazel in a paint tube. You can't. I fucking hated my eyes because, in my opinion, it's not a fucking colour. It's just a mesh of colours, and I never knew what was there. I knew there was brown. That was it. People would say hazel annoyed me. I hate the word hazel. It pisses me off. So I'm finally, once and for all, finding out what fucking colour eyes I actually have. So there are two ways I'm gonna pick colours up my eyes. One, I'm gonna do it manually because I'm curious as to what I personally see in the eye. And then I am going to let Procreate do it for me. So this is me doing it. This is me rummaging through my own fucking eyeball. I'm picking out the colours I fucking want. So at this point, when I had filled every single block with a colour, I was like, okay, well now let's try and mix up the variety a bit. So I started rummaging through the eye itself and picking up maybe, I'm gonna just say it bluntly, I was picking up colours I preferred. After all, I am creating a piece of artwork on it. So I was rummaging through and just, God, I was hoping for green. I fucking love it. It's like, please just give me green in my eyes. Please, I need it. Thank you. So I started rummaging and rummaging and rummaging, and by God, I found some greyish greens, and I was so fucking happy that I did. Oh my God, let me step away from the mic because I just realised I got really obsessive and close. My apologies. So in this palette, I tried placing the colours next to each other in order, just so it looked pleasing, easy to see, the rotation of colours from light to dark, that kind of thing. And I'll say, yeah, overall, I was happy with the colours I found. I mean, there were some browns in there, some greens, that's what I thought. Little did I know that I am, what's the word? Not persuaded, that's the incorrect word. Easily influenced by my interests, my interest being green. By God, I did not expect to see what Procreate saw. That bitch fucking tore my colour palette apart. It was like, bitch, you want green? Nah. Bitch, you getting blue. So I was shocked by this. I was fucking shocked. All those shades of blue in there. Like, I knew I saw grey, but blue? I mean, there's still a bit of green, which I'm happy with. But the fact that blue fucking overtook the green by that fucking much. Why didn't I see that? Or maybe I just chose not to see it, which is more the likely scenario, is that I was like, oh hell nah, I don't like blue. Blue shit, we don't want blue. So I found green, is what I'm assuming happened, but oh my God. And obviously because I felt like it was a better representative, is that the word I want? I don't know. Obviously because I found like it was a better representation of what is actually in my eye, because I'm gonna trust the computer more than I do myself, okay? My mind don't work right. It don't think straight. So I'm trusting the computer on this one. I'm decided I'm going to use the palette colour Procreate chose for me. That is the one I'm going to use. It's got a lot more options in it. Obviously I won't be able to use every colour, but I will try where I can. I'm also not going to paint with airbrushes or anything that would change the opacity of the edges of the paint. I've decided to do block colours in this case. So first things first, I took a picture of some old artwork. I'm still suffering from art block quite a bit since I've come back to doing art. Obviously I had a 2-year break, so I'm still suffering with my art block quite a bit, so I've decided to recycle some old drawings I did in 2015, 2016. So obviously here you see me redoing the sketch because I've noticed her nose will not upturn that much. I know my nose upturns a little bit, and I probably used my facial features as facial features as a template. I'm assuming I did that. So you see me here actually using my noggin and my brain for the sketch rather than using an actual stock image. This is a change. Usually it's the other way around. Usually I'm using the stock image and not my brain. That's a first. For the roses. Okay, don't tell Adobe this, okay? But I still have access to Adobe stock because I do still have some Adobe software. But don't tell them that I stopped using Illustrator for Procreate, please, because like, will they? hurt me if I use Adobe Stock in Procreate. I don't know, but don't tell them I'm betrayed. The betrayal, oh my god. Also, don't judge me for this, but yeah, bitch, I trace. Okay. Only with small things, but it's a good way to learn in my eyes, because obviously this is not, I'm not making any money from this drawing. This is not something that's going online. It's not artwork I'm selling of any case. This is just for fun. If it's a fun drawing, I will take shortcuts, because it's something that's just a nice short and sweet drawing kind of thing. Obviously if I was doing something bigger, I wouldn't use these set shortcuts. I would use my own brain, my own noggin, that kind of thing, and I would do it myself. I would just use it as a reference and I'll go from there. But if I just want something short and sweet, bitch, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. It's a good way to learn as well, I find, actually, because your brain sort of picks up how the lines work and where they go, and also breaks it down into shapes for you. So it's actually a really good way to learn, I found. It's how I learned how to draw faces, actually. So yeah, honestly, I'm a pro tracer. Shoot me, okay? Just fucking shoot me. I did about 5 different roses, and I just came to choose where they went, because some of them were nicer than others, but I didn't want them all looking the same, so I thought I'd keep the variety of 5, even though some of them aren't as nice. Really, I did mix up a bit from my original sketch. I say a bit, I literally mean like a wee little bit. But all the roses came out cute. I like them. I was planning on adding more to it, more shading and such, but in the end I decided not to go back here, and this is the roses' final form. They do not evolve further. They do not. I want to make a Digimon reference, but I'm not going to. I'm going to refrain from doing so. When it came to line art, I was extremely indecisive. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I still had no plan, so I started the line art very precise with where I was placing my lines. I put a lot of thought into it. And then I decided to torture myself by coming up with the idea of like, oh, what if the hair wasn't all one colour? What if I did multiple colours? Then obviously that was my downfall. I decided to have hair entangling with each other of 2 different shades. I've no idea why. I just decided it would be more interesting. It wasn't more fun, but it was definitely more interesting. And nothing I was putting down now is for definite anyway. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing, so I had no plan, so I was just placing things down hoping that something would come to mind. I even started colouring this in, doing background colours and such, because I felt with the line, my mind wasn't separating the 2 colours very well, probably because the 2 colours look very, very fucking similar, and that's probably why. But I did start colouring the background, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, we're definitely going with 2 colours. I did still debate doing a single colour though, so I did have a layer of a solid colour available for me to use if I changed my mind. I had just a shade of brown that I can change any colour I wanted to. I kept it there just in case. You'll see that layer pop up a lot where I'm testing things, but it never got used in the end. But I continuously ran through background colours just to make sure things were tying in, and then I tried the 2-tone hair colour, which I preferred, and to see if that looked good with any background colours. It really stood out with the black and like the steel blue. It looked really nice with that. But this is where I had to make a decision, because obviously my plans was the skin colour next, and I felt like I couldn't choose the skin colour until I decided what colour the line art was going to be and what colour the background was going to be. So obviously, because I couldn't decide what colours were going to be, obviously I did the best next thing. I avoided the situation. That's what we do, right? We avoid shit. We just put things off until we have to make the decision. So I made some leaves, the same way I made the roses. It was the same images, so you know, I thought I'd steal them anyway. So I made some leaves. I've realised as well that I was using loads of shades of blue, obviously, because that's the main colour they gave me. But I wanted to use some of the greens in there, so obviously the leaves was the next best thing. And then debated it for the line art as well. So putting off choosing colours for background and line art didn't last long. It was literally like 20 minutes I got to avoid that decision for. So I did almost debate white line art. Yeah, I thought it popped, I thought it was nice, and then I realised that that was just the whites of my eyes. I'm meant to be painting with the iris here, not the whites of my eyes. Because I was like, oh shit, if that white is from the whites of my eyes, is this extremely pale blue I have on the roses the whites of my eyes? So I actually popped through the palette again, removing all the white from my eyes as well. And this is the palette that showed up, and it is just even more fucking blue. It's like, so I was like, okay, I won't feel bad about this white on the rose then, the bluey white on the rose, because obviously it's still fucking there, even when I removed the whites of my eyes. So it stayed, I didn't change it in the end. So obviously in the end the liner I went through is green, because I love green, and because like there wasn't enough green, the leaves were not enough, I needed more. And I feel like it was a nice contrast as well. Also, I missed how much I love just fucking rotating shit in software. I can't do that in real life. I can't just pick up my motherfucking eyebrow I've just drawn and fucking rotate it. You can't do that. You also can't control Z in real life. I mean, you can't in Procreate either. You can click the undo button, but there's no fucking keyboard, so you can't control Z. Honestly, the amount of times while drawing this, my mind was like, oh, Control S, Control S, Control S. No, that's not how it works in Procreate. It just continuously fucking saves your work. I mean, I don't know if that's true because I've never had it crash, but I can literally just close the software. I know it will be in the exact same place I had it last. It's weird. The fact I don't need to save is weirding me out. If there is a need to save, and there's something I don't know, please fucking let me know, because if I lose some artwork one day, I'm gonna be very, very upset. Please let me know if I'm missing something. Am I meant to be saving? Is there a way to do that? The moment the skin was added on this drawing, I think was the moment I actually started being happy with what I was actually creating. I don't know, I just feel like the skin itself just made it pop a bit more, probably because she looked a bit dead, to be honest, which is when I came out with the name for this artwork and decided to call it fucking Fertilizer. Obviously without the word fucking, so just Fertilizer. I don't know, man, maybe she a dead person in with the roses, you know what I'm saying? This rose was annoying me. I wanted it sort of tucked under the chin a bit more. It was just peeking out, and it just didn't, perspectively it didn't work, so I had to change it. Now the eyes, oh my god, colouring the fucking eyes. I want to try and replicate my eyes as much as possible from what I saw, but I'm still very confused about my eyes. So it was extremely difficult to do because I haven't accepted yet that I have a greyish blue background in my eyes. I think the green is obviously a combination of the light brown around the pupil. So I think the green that formulates is the light brown around the pupil mixing with the blue itself, because obviously the light brown is a bit like yellow, you know what I mean? So the yellow and the blue make green. I went to school, okay? I learned this shit. I know that blue and yellow make green. So I'm assuming that's where the green comes from, which is why I have to accept that it is indeed blue I have in my eyes, like a grey blue. Would we call that a steel blue or a steel grey? I don't know, but I kind of like the sound of it either way. The first time I learned I had hazel eyes was actually in year 3. I'm not sure what age that is, but we were having a lesson on how everyone is different and how we can't all be the same, because if we were all the same and we all liked mint ice cream, then there would never be any mint ice cream. Now my little dumbass sat on the floor listening to this lesson, being like, well, if we all like the same thing, surely mint ice cream would be the only option. That'd be the only thing available, which means they'll make extra. But apparently I'm wrong. I still think I'm right, but apparently I was wrong. So we were having a lesson on how everyone's different. And how it's good to be different, which I think is a very valuable lesson, even though the mint ice cream thing I had different views on. And then the teacher was like, can anyone tell me what their eye colour is? And I'm there looking at my friend and I see she has blue eyes. I look at my other friend and I see she has one blue, one brown, and dude, I am low-key jealous of that. Like, what the fuck? I want 2 different colour eyes. And then I look at the teacher and then she just goes to me, Sir, so what colour eyes have you got? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. What the fuck would I know that? I can't see them. So she legit stood me up at the front of class and was like, well, this is a rare eye colour. This is hazel. And everyone was like, wow. And I was like, okay, yeah, bitch, but you were showing us colours last week and hazel weren't on there. And I've always been that. What are they? I don't fucking know. And why I had never thought of the idea of colour picking my fucking eyeball. Like, how stupid am I? Why had I never had this idea before of literally rummaging through my own fucking eye and picking out fucking colours? It makes 0 sense. Then it came to the line art. I have a slight issue with the line art. For some fucking reason, my dumbass brain deleted the picture I took at the beginning of the old artwork. It deleted it, so when it came to doing the line art, I couldn't I didn't have the stock image available. I had to re-pull it in and resize it to try and match what I had already done. I couldn't get it right. I fucking tried, and I kept accidentally holding my fingers for too long on the iPad, which was doing the undo sequence. Obviously I could have changed the settings, I just realised that, but my dumbass brain didn't realise that till now, so we're not going to talk about it, we're going to leave it there. So obviously I just put it in the background and I used it as a rough guide. So this is probably the first time ever I've just done something on a whim, and I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna do the line art so fucking quickly. I'm gonna make it rough, I'm gonna make it messy. The original line art already doesn't match up to the image, so why does it matter if these lines don't either? So I did that, I did just that. I think it's the first time I've ever done anything that wasn't precise. I just threw lines down like it fucking meant nothing. And you know what, I liked it. And then I was at the point, I was like, line art done. Background time. Awesome. What do we do? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I started playing with brushes, and oh my god, when I tell you this brush reminded me of blood splatter, I was like, oh, really? And maybe that's not something I should be excited about, but it interested me, so I had to get to work. First things first, I need to set all the background colour. I can't stop putting fucking build up and texture on if I don't have the background colour. So I chose the steel grey, and decided to fucking lighten it a bit in some areas with other brushes. I don't know which one I chose. I really don't. Fuck knows what brush that is. But then I went back to the one that looked like blood, and I started putting that in the corners. Like I said, this is called fertilizer. She did. She growing with the roses. She helping them grow. You know what I mean? So I went with it. I actually low-key liked it. I went to the Driven Snow brush, I think it was called, and just did some speckles on the roses, because if she's just been fucking murdered, I mean, there's gonna be blood everywhere, right? And that's it. We left it at that. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. It's nice redoing old artwork from years ago. I mean, it was literally 2016 or 2015, like, how fucking long ago was that? 6, 7 years? It was nice. It was refreshing.